A very warm good afternoon. I, Fatma Al-Abedli, welcome all of you to Al-Hikmah International School Model United Nations Conference, AHIS MUN 2021. On behalf of Al-Hikmah International School, we wish His Majesty, King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, a very happy birthday. May God shower him with all the blessing. ويسعدنا باسم مدرسة الحكمة الدولية أن نرسل أجمل باقات التهنئة إلى حضرة صاحب جلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة حفظ الله ورعاه بمناسبة عيد ميلاده السعيد. دعينا الله له بالصحة والعافية. National Anthem of Bahrain, followed by Holy Quran recitation by Ahmed Badran and flag ceremony.
رمز الوئام دستورها عالي المكانة والمقام ميثاقها نهج الشريعة والعروبة والقيم عاشت مملكة البحرين بلد الكرام أهل السلام دستورها عالي المكانة والمقام ميثاقها نهج الشريعة والعروبة والقيم عاشت مملكة البحرين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا بني إنها إن تك مثقال حبة من خردل فتكن في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأتي بها الله إن الله لطيف خبير. يا بني أقم الصلاة وأمر بالمعروف وانه عن المنكر واصبر على ما أصابك إن ذلك من عزم الأمور. ولا تصعر خدك للناس ولا تمشي في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. صدق الله العظيم.
I request our principal, Ms. Maya Harb, to kindly address the audience.
Very good afternoon to one and all present for the opening ceremony. Let me start by wishing our beloved King, His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, a very happy birthday and many more years of success and achievements. Welcome tomorrow's leaders to today's virtual Al-Hikmah International School Model United Nations 2021. AHIS MUN is built on open minds and fresh ideas. This open-mindedness is the essence of successful diplomacy, the ability to understand and analyze all positions, including those that you oppose. I am proud to announce that our chief guest for today's opening ceremony is His Excellency Mr. Mohammed Al-Zarqani, United Nations Resident Coordinator to the Kingdom of Bahrain. From 2004 till 2010, he has worked with various prominent Egyptian NGOs, pioneering the first incubator of social enterprises in the Middle East and North Africa. Mr. Mohammed joined the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, in 2010. Mr. Mohammed took office in the International Organization for Migration, IOM, in 2013. In April 2018, he was appointed as Chief of Mission of IOM in Bahrain. As the resident coordinator, Mr. Mohammed is responsible for developing and promoting the full range of IOM services according to the priorities of the government of Bahrain. We wish him all the best in his tasks. This year's conference holds special value because this is the first virtual conference in the history of our school where the entire conference is taking place on digital platforms. And like every year, the conference hosts many events, such as debates, public speaking, content writing, and other learning opportunities for all of you students who have signed up for the two-day event. The main difference in this conference is that the entire conference will be handled digitally. This conference has culminated today due to the efforts of our students' leaders. I am proud to introduce our AHIS MUN Director, Dana Al-Kurdi. Dana is a grade 12 student. She has been participating in the Model United Nations since grade 9. With her immense experience in Model United Nations inside the school, within Bahrain and outside Bahrain, as Chair, Deputy Secretary General, and Secretary General, she is boldly leading Al-Hikmah International School to make history on its 35th anniversary by organizing the first virtual Model United Nations in Bahrain. Zaid Mundir Abdul Qadir, grade 12 student, is the Secretary General for this conference. He has vast experience in the MUNs as well. He, along with his team, has planned and made this HIS MUN a reality. Finally, Fatima Omar Al-Ubaidli, our grade 11 student, who is the Deputy Secretary General and the head of admin, who has been managing the planning and execution along with her team. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the delegates, the school authorities around the country, the delegates who have joined us from Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, and Yemen. I would like to conclude my speech by encouraging the delegates to participate in all the activities and discussions through the digital platforms for the next 3 days. I wish everyone a successful, safe, and fruitful conference. I conclude with the words of Rob Siltanton. People who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. So be the one who can change this world to be a better place. Best wishes.
Thank you, Ms. Moya. Our honorable chief guest, His Excellency Mohammed Al-Zakrani, addresses to the young delegates and the AHIS team.
Faculty members and students of Al-Hikmah International School, good morning. It is an honor to be here with you for Al-Hikmah International School Model United Nations, albeit under these strange virtual circumstances. I certainly hope that this time next year I'll be able to visit and see you all in person. At the outset, I want to congratulate you, the staff and students of Al-Hikmah, for organizing this Model UN and for being such passionate champions of the vision and the values of the United Nations. As the Secretary General highlighted over the course of the last year, which marked the UN 75th anniversary, the future of the organization, and indeed the future of our planet, is in the hands of the youth. While people often look to the UN for guidance, for answers, let me assure you, in just the same way, the UN is depending on you. Working in the United Nations, I'm often reminded of a Chinese proverb that goes, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." My friends, the United Nations is a huge and complicated organization. It oversees more than 95,000 peacekeepers in all corners of the globe. It provides food and assistance to over 86.7 million people in 83 countries. It protects 82.5 million people fleeing war, famine, and persecution. And it coordinates $28.8 billion for the humanitarian needs of over 100 million people. And this was all before COVID-19. The UN manages all of this not simply through grit and determination, but through compassion, solidarity, and hope. These are the values without which the UN could not exist. But the UN also could not exist without you, without people all around the world who believe in and work towards its enduring vision of a better future. And this is what the Model United Nations is all about. Did you know that the first version of the Model United Nations took place 100 years ago in Oxford? The International Assembly, as it was then called, was actually a simulation of the League of Nations, which in many respects is considered the prototype for what would become the United Nations after World War II in 1945. In this respect, the idea behind the Model United Nations, in fact, predates the United Nations. So as you're spending your weekend negotiating and debating with your fellow students, don't for a second think that you are mimicking the United Nations. Rather, I want you to imagine what the world would be like if the United Nations were to mimic you. For the last 100 years, hundreds of thousands of students just like you have been participating in Model United Nations around the world every year. If Al-Hikmah International School had come to ask for my advice on what topics this Model UN might touch upon, I don't think I could have come up with more pressing subjects, including the Council of the World Health Organization, of course, speaks to the COVID-19 crisis that has brought the whole planet to a standstill, while the Council of the United Nations Environmental Programme speaks to the climate crisis that has brought the planet to its knees. Across the other themes, such as refugee protection, food security, the eradication of poverty, and the power and potential of technological advancement, we are faced with a broad range of challenges that speak to all 17 of the Sustainable Development Goals. It is through conversations like those you are going to have this weekend that some of the most transformational and inspirational ideas emerge. These are ideas that change you. These are ideas that can also change the world. In my role as resident coordinator of the United Nations here in Bahrain, I'm often asked, what is my message for the youth of today, for future leaders like those gathered here for this Model United Nations? What can one person do, people ask me, in the face of climate catastrophe, against a global pandemic, in the face of injustice all around the world? My answer is always the same. Think big, act small. Think global, act local. Now, what do I mean by this? Your generation is facing many global challenges. Some are more familiar challenges like war, famine, and insecurity. Others are less familiar, like pandemics. And others are unprecedented, like the climate crisis. Today's challenges are not ones that one person can fix on their own. One person is not going to solve the climate crisis on their own. One person is not going to bring about the end of COVID-19 on their own. One person is not going to bring about world peace on their own. These challenges require sustained and sometimes difficult engagement. They require navigating competing values and conflicting visions of the future, and they rarely center on one simple solution. This leads most people to take a step back. When confronted with a problem that is so big, so complex, so seemingly insurmountable, they think to themselves, well, what can one person do? How can I change the world? The answer, my friends, as the Chinese proverb teaches us, is one step at a time. When Greta Thunberg, at the age of 15, started her climate strike outside her school in 2018, she could not have guessed that she would become the leader of a global youth movement speaking truth to power and shifting the conversation around climate targets. When education activist Malala Yousafzai, age 12, wrote blogs about the life of a girl in Pakistan, she couldn't have guessed that she would become the youngest Nobel Prize laureate in history and leading female education activist. What Greta and Malala understood was that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. As you embark on this exciting weekend of dialogue and debate, discussions and disagreement, I want you to remember to think big, act small. Think global, act local. Please keep the values of the United Nations, compassion, solidarity, and hope at the forefront of your mind. It is incredibly humbling to play even a small part in such a wonderful model United Nations. I want to thank you all for inviting me to share those very few words, and I wish you all success in the coming days, and I look forward to the opportunity to come and visit in hopefully the not too distant future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I request Ms. Rachel Najjar, our Assistant Principal, to say a few words.
Good afternoon to all of you. Model United Nations, also known as MUN, is an educational simulation and academic activity that helps students to learn international relations. MUN involves and teaches the participants research, debates, and writing skills. In addition, it equips the students with the 21st century skills: critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, the use of technology, and leadership skills. Al-Hikmah International School has been holding its MUN as an extracurricular activity for all high school students. Every year, we have participation of 200 to 250 students. This is an activity for students by the students. They are all proud of young sharks who have made this virtual AHIS MUN a reality. I wish all the delegates and the admin best wishes for their council sessions and starting from Friday, the 29th of January. Good luck to you to continue to learn and grow as an adult. We have no doubt that you will make all of us proud in your new roles today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rasha. We have made history. AHIS MUN 21, our first virtual MUN on the 35th anniversary of Al-Hikmah International School. I welcome the leader who put all her efforts for this AHIS MUN 21, along with her team, Dana Al-Kurdi, Director, AHIS MUN 21.
Thank you, Fatma. Good afternoon, everyone. It still amazes me every year I stand on the stage looking towards role models, future leaders, and so much more. Al-Hikmah's very first virtual MUN in Bahrain. I honestly cannot believe that this is our last year, which also means it's the seniors' last MUN. Well, at AHIS, hopefully. I've made endless memories, and I would like to thank everyone that has made this day a reality. It was really an extraordinary journey. I've been attending MUN since 2016 with 19 experiences in all positions, from DSG to SG to finally now director. I'm incredibly grateful for all the opportunities that have been granted to me and the work that has finally paid off. It has always been a passion of mine, and I hope today it becomes a passion of yours too. MUN will always be your safe space to speak up and to have your voice heard. One piece of advice to you all who have participated will be to not look back, but to constantly look forward and to see and learn more about the world because it's full of endless possibilities. It needs more intelligent and creative brains like the ones I stand in front of today. Success will be on your way. And I would also like to take this opportunity on behalf of Al-Hikmah International School to wish our King, His Highness, Sheikh Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, a happy birthday. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Now, I call upon on stage Zaid Abdul Qadir, our Secretary General, this year's conference, to declare this conference open.
First of all, before beginning the speech, I would like to say how honored I am to be up on the stage opening the 3rd annual AHIS MUN to all of you. Honestly, it has been an unforgettable journey. President Obama once said, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time." We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. We all have our differences, but we all belong to one human race. Never doubt that a small young group of teenagers can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Youth should be forceful. Youth should demand change in the world. Youth should not accept the old order if the world is to move on. At the end of the day, the only questions we'll ask ourselves was, did we care enough? Did we do enough? Did we make a difference? If I could only use one word to describe AHIS MUN, it would be unique. Before concluding my speech, I would like to thank my amazing team that has worked endlessly to make this day possible, but most importantly, our director, our extraordinary director, Ms. Somia. Thank you for showing us that anything is possible when you put enough time and effort. My last thank you will be going to you delegates, chairs, and all the admins. I applaud you for the passion that you have. Now, I only ask you to learn to make a difference and most importantly, have fun. I now call this conference in order.
Hello everybody!
Hola guys!
Hey delegates!
Hello!
Hello everybody!
Hello!
Hello all!
Hello delegates!
Hello all!
My name is Alina Zulfikar.
My name is Hana Al-Sukkari.
My name is Tariq Al-Mutawad and I am a junior from Al-Hikmah International School.
My name is Yaqub Thomas.
My name is Hain Abbas.
My name is Ahmed Abul.
I'm Maysam Bukamal, the Assistant Director of Cayman X.
My name is Anjana Radhakrishnan from Al-Nur International School.
My name is Mu'min Mohammed Al-Hakim from Al-Hikmah International School.
My name is Afnan Zuhair and I'll be your chair for this year's General Assembly Responsibility Council.
My name is Nasser Raoni and I'm studying here at AHIS in the 10th grade.
My name is Maryam Al-Alawi, a junior at Kano School.
I'm from AHIS and I'm the chair of the WHO Equality Team for the first virtual MUN of AHIS.
I'm a student in Abdurrahman Kano International School.
Yeah, and I'm going to be chairing for GA Justice, and I'm from IKNS. And we got this!
And I'll be chairing for the UN Environmental Program Council. Pleased to meet you all.
I'm from the New Millennium School.
I'm from Al-Hikmah International School, and I will be your chair for the United Nations Human Rights Council. Good luck to all delegates and hope to see you there.
I'll be chairing the United Nations Human Rights Council, the Peace Team, protection of refugees' rights during COVID-19.
And I'll be chairing the World Health Organization Council Freedom Sector.
I'll be the chair for the UNEP Empathy Team.
And I'm an assistant director of KMNX.
As we know, our council is really important in the UN. This is because it's the main deliberative, policymaking, and representative organ in the United Nations.
I'm from St. Christopher's, and I'm going to be chairing UNEP Honesty.
I represent the UNHRC Respect Council as the chair.
Looking forward to have a fruitful discussion and debate and good resolutions during the conference.
And I will be chairing the United Nations Human Rights Council Humanity Team.
I'm also so excited to be chairing the UNHRC Council at Al-Hikmah MUN.
Good luck.
Kind reminder to all delegates and chairs to be present sharp at 8:30 in the morning on Friday 29th and Saturday 30th. Thank you all.